Cowboy wildcard victory, and good luck in the divisional round for Green Bay. We'll be talking to you like this. What we're talking about is the forehand specifically, and we talked about it previously with the knee bend with Tomas Bergic. And what you want to talk about is the grip. And ideally, we're talking about a semi-western grip where your hand, the L of your hand is right here, along here, okay? So when you're looking at the racket like this bevel here, okay? Now, if you make your grip more towards the continental grip right here, where the L of your hand is here, it becomes a little more flatter. Where you make it more towards the flat part in line with the racket, western grip, it makes it more spinny, okay? And you'll see the difference too, because with the semi-western grip, your hand is slightly behind the ball, but not really. When you go more continental, the palm of your hand is behind the racket head. So when you make impact, it's more of a straight shot. It's flatter. You get more power from your hand going to the shot. When you go semi, to me, it feels like the bulk of my power is not really on impact. There's no strain on my hand. When I go semi-western, it's almost like my hand is underneath the racket, and so it becomes more of an arm thing. So it depends on you. What I've been doing with my forehand is I use a semi-western grip, and I've been keep my elbow tucked into my body, so that when I rotate, it's a unit turn. So start from here. And you'll see the pros is too. They'll turn like this, and there's no arm movement. It's elbow in, unit turn, knees bent. And the reason you want your knees bent is because as long as you're below the ball, and I think of it as keeping your butt below the ball, and your knees bent, when you make impact, you hit up on the ball. And you always want to make sure you hit up on the ball because of gravity. You always have to hit the ball slightly like this. Even on the flat shot, you should have to hit the ball slightly like this, because you're hitting the ball against gravity. And so if you hit the ball level, the ball will dive before it hits the net. So when thinking about hitting the forehand, we're all thinking about having the highest point over the top of the net. So it's a parabola, the highest point above the net. And so to help you, you do a unit turn, knees stay bent. And you want your hips parallel to the baseline so that your torso loads. And if your hips, see when you do the classic stance, your hips stay close to the baseline. I can only rotate like this. My rotation stops right about here. When your hips are open, your rotation will stop all the way over here. And that's why people like to say, let's hit open stance, because then when you hit open stance, you rotate all the way around. The problem you're going to have with open stance is the weight transfer forward. So I like to do a composite where I have my legs forward like this, my hips are open, and it allows me full rotation and allows me to transfer away from the back foot to the front foot. So I'm sort of hitting a quasi-open. I think of close as being like this, where my leg crosses over, and I can't transfer weight. Because once this leg crosses over, right? Once my leg crosses over my right leg, I can't transfer weight this way. But with my legs like this, where my feet are like this, facing you, I can transfer weight forward. So we want to have the semi-western grip, do a unit turn, knees bent, drop the head. And you see the pros. Some of them will drop the head immediately as they turn. As soon as they release, the drop. Okay? And so the first thing we talked about with Bergic was a knee bend. The second thing we talked about is a unit turn. Unit turn. Watch them. Unit turn. Where are the hips? Unit turn. Where are the hips? Okay? And so once you get the hang of this unit turn, rack it down, and you make this swing to your shot. Make sure you make your swing to your shot. Make sure it's linear, goes to your target, then comes around. So step one, good knee bend, sitting in the chair. Step two, unit turn. Unit turn. Okay? Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Okay. And what we'll do is, we'll show you some video with the pros doing that, and then we'll talk about doing that. We'll add step three. So Good luck to the Cowboys in the divisional playoffs. It will be interesting to see the road team that is 8-0, the Cowboys, versus the home team, which is 8-0, which is Green Bay. And the good news is the last time this happened was 1972, and Miami was a road team, and they went on to defeat the team with the best record. I think it was Pittsburgh at home. So hopefully things work out for Dallas, and hopefully the Cowboys advance to another round of the playoffs. Anyways, White Cats Pro talking to you today about the importance of the unit turn in addition to